Hey there. Today I want to talk about future, actually about the forms, verb forms you need when you want to talk about the future. And we have several tenses and several verb forms we can use in such a situation. It is present simple, present continuous, we're going to do something, future simple, future continuous, future perfect continuous. Quite a lot of forms to talk about the future, right? Well, don't worry. Today we will focus only on first four. And as you can see there, not all of them are exactly have the word future there. Yeah, we have present simple, present continuous to be going to, and future simple. Before I will tell you the rules and how we form it, let's take a look at the picture. This is a ball, and when you see it, you probably know how to play it. You can tell me the name of the game and rules of the game, right? And if we look here, the situation is the same. The place dictates you what sort of game is played there and what sort of ball you need to play the game. And when we talk about future, we have the same situation really. First, you need to understand what sort of setting, what sort of situation you have, and then act accordingly. Choose the proper verb forms in each case. Now, we are going to talk about it in more details. Let's take a look at my plan for next weekend. Next Saturday, I take 7 o'clock train to go to the neighboring city. There, I'm going to go shopping or just walk along the streets if the weather is fine. At 2 p.m., I am meeting with my friend and we are going to spend some time together. We will probably go to some cafe and order a cup of coffee. I think we will spend 2 or 3 hours together. In the evening, I'm going to take 7 p.m. train home. Now, if you look at these sentences closer, you will see that I use several tenses to talk about my future. Pay attention to verbs first. Find them in each sentence and try to identify what tense is used in each case. Here they are. Actually, when you talk about your future, you need to distinguish the situation you are in. As I told you with the ball and the proper place to play it. It is pretty much the same here. If you have a situation, you should know what tense is there. And the same way around, when you hear or read a sentence, you should be able to recognize the tense and understand why it is used here. Now we will go tense by tense, sentence by sentence, and I hope it will help you to understand my idea better. My first sentence. Next Saturday, I take 7 o'clock train. I use present simple here. It is because we actually can use present simple to talk about future because one of main functions of present simple is to talk about schedules and timetables. So train leaves at 7 every day or 2 times a day. It's regularity, it's some schedule. And in this case, if it does so today, it will do so tomorrow. And we actually can say that it does so tomorrow. It leaves 7 on Saturday, next Saturday, in a week, because this is something about timetables. And it is not only true about repetitive timetables and situations, it is also true about some events like festivals or concerts. Take a look at another example I give here. I need to go home earlier tomorrow. The concert starts at 6 and I don't want to miss the opening. So it is scheduled. The beginning of the concert is scheduled for 6 o'clock. That is why I can use present simple for this situation as well. Next thing that you see in my story is what I think happens in between the time I come to the city by train and I meet my friend. I am going to go shopping or just walk along the streets if the weather is fine. So I have several plans for this time. And my plan A is I'm going to go shopping. Plan B is I'm going to walk along the street. And this is the situation when we need be going to form. We use this form to show that we have some ideas, intentions, plans for the future. And also we can talk about predictions for the future, but if they are based on some facts. You have here 2 more examples of be going to. First example is my intention, or our intention. We are going to relax and do nothing all Sunday. And the other example, it is going to be a beautiful day. The sun is shining. There are no clouds in the sky. So my evidence is the sun, no clouds, give me the right to use be going to here to make some predictions. Well, next sentence that we have in my plan. I am meeting my friend at 2 p.m. You see, I use present continuous here because this is we actually use present continuous for fixed arrangements in near future. My friend knows that I'm coming to the city. We already talked with my friend and agreed where and when we meet. So this is what arrangement is. And because of this arrangement, this is part of our present. We already have this idea. It's even more than idea because we actually know what happens at some specific time. And yeah, it doesn't matter that much that it is future. This is the time. This is the place. So it can be considered as present because it is arrangement. And you have another example here. I can't join the webinar on Tuesday as I'm seeing my doctor in the morning. Again, another arrangement. And one more example how to use present continuous here. And the last piece, and the last verb form here is in the sentence, we will probably go to some cafe and we will spend 2 or 3 hours together. In contrast with the previous slide, where we have everything organized and arranged, this piece is about something that I'm not sure. We didn't talk it through with my friend, and I don't know what we are going to do. And to talk about something that is not clear, I'm not certain of, we use future simple. And another thing that we can use it for, it's for making predictions that are not based on anything or expressing our hopes. And actually, there is one more thing to express something that we know is going to happen, but it is out of our control. And here you have more examples or more situations when we can use future simple. I hope my friend will not be late for the meeting. This is my hope. We will talk about books or something else. I'm not certain about the topic or what things we are going to talk about. This may be one of options. And we need to start saving money because the rent will go up next year. This is something that's out of my control. I don't want to spend more money for renting a place, but I know prices are rising, so the rent will rise as well. And to indicate that this is out of my control, but I know it, I can use future simple here. Well, this is basically it. All main situations and rules about talking about the future. And normally when I explain this to my students, I have one question. I can use only future simple to talk about future, right? And well, my answer here brings us back to the very first example I showed you. Remember the ball, yes. We can use this ball to play this game, can't we? But will players, like NBA players or professional footballers, use the other type of ball when playing the game? Probably not. So, yes, the answer always is yes. You can use future simple only to talk about the future, but well, it is something that you decide for yourself. Is it appropriate? And if you spend a little more time trying to understand each of the situation, you will get the rule and you would use it, and you can have more of the game and you can have more of your ability to speak English. Let's have some practice. So we have some unidentified situation in the first. Steve to play in a pub tonight. And I have created several settings or situations to show how the verb form changes to match each of these situations. First of all, Steve plays in a pub tonight. What situation can lay behind this sentence? For example, he plays in a pub on Tuesdays and today is Tuesday. This is scheduled event. Or I can say Steve is playing in pub tonight. It means that there was some sort of arrangement. Let's say a manager of the bar called Steve and say, okay, like we have free night, we can pay you. Could you please come and play for us? He said yes, making it arrangement. And this is why I can use present continuous to talk about the situation. Steve is going to play in a pub tonight. This is his intention, something that he wants to do. So let's think why he may want to play in the pub. For example, there is an audition and he wants to take part in this audition. He wants to become popular, let's say. So to express his intention and plan, he's going to play in pub tonight. And the last situation, let's say Steve was going to stay at home or to walk outside, but out of sudden, his friend called and asked him to play in the pub instead of him. It was not something that Steve wanted to do. It was not arrangement. It was not scheduled event. It was not his plan. It was something out of blue, something that he didn't expect. In this case, we also use future simple. Steve will play in a pub tonight. Well, now time for you to practice. Here I have 6 sentences, and your task is to change the verb in accordance to each situation. So first, please think, is it plan, schedule, arrangement, or something that is unknown, some hope? Then think what tense corresponds to each of the situation. Think how you form it and make a sentence, make a correct sentence. And finally, check if the verb agrees with subject and if this sentence is grammatically correct. If you need, put this recording on hold, do the sentences, and then proceed to next slide where you have answers. Here they are. So first, Mary phoned Pete. So they talked, they agreed. This is arrangement. For arrangement, we use present continuous. They are meeting. Leo doesn't know what to do tomorrow. So he has no plans, no intentions, and future is not clear to him. It means that we need future simple. He will take a ride. Sentence number 3, plan. Plane lands at 10:45. This is clearly a schedule. Schedule means present simple. 4, I know what I have at some specific time in the nearest future. This is arrangement. This is present simple, present continuous, I'm sorry. Sentence 5, we have Tom, who is spending time studying. It means he plans, he intends. This is something he wants to do. So we use be going to enter. He is going to enter the university in this situation. And another intention is in the sentence number 6. I'm going to buy some fresh vegetables. This is something that is my plan. And we use be going to for plans. Now another sort of practice. Take a look at this diary and again think, is this something that is arranged or something that is not quite clear? Or maybe these are plans. Make a sentence for each time mentioned there. Again, pause the video if you need it. Think about proper tense. Write your answer and then check. So first, we talk about bus. Bus means schedule, which means present simple. Then next goes intention or plan, means be going to. I'm going to walk in the center park. Next one is something that is arranged, the meeting, and we use present continuous to talk about arrangements. At 2 o'clock, again, well, we normally plan lunch unless we book a table in a restaurant. It can give us some arrangement here. We don't have any additional evidence, so be going to would be the perfect choice, the sentence. And the question mark after this lunch shows that the person is not certain what to do. And if the plans are not certain, these are like hopes to do something, we use future simple. And the last one, again, bus goes on schedule. Present simple one more time. And this brings us to the end of today's video and something for you to do by yourself. Think about your plans for next week, next weekend, just tomorrow. Try to identify which is scheduled event, which is something that you don't know for sure, or maybe you have some arrangements. Try to talk about your tomorrow using these 4 instructions or tense forms. Record yourself, listen to yourself, check your mistakes, and practice more until you are confident when talking about future. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you will want to watch some more. Bye for now.